I'm sitting outside of a Starbucks in Lake Charles, Louisiana, right off the campus of McNeese State University. And I grew up in Lake Charles, similar to Grant Cardone. I grew up here, and this particular Starbucks is responsible for transforming my life. And I know that sounds extreme or over the top, but about 10 years ago to the day, I was in this Starbucks and my life transformed, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But prior to that, I was at probably the lowest point of my life. I was in Los Angeles doing something that I didn't really want to do, definitely not living up to my potential. And I was playing, of all things, softball in a real estate rec league when I slid into third base and looked down and my leg was crooked and snapped in half. So I had to have major surgery, had plates and screws and everything put in my ankle. And I had about 4 months to sit and think about what I was doing and what I wanted to do and why I was so unhappy. And it led me to moving back home to Lake Charles, and at 34 years old, living with my parents, which is extremely depressing. But in that time, I would come to this Starbucks every single day that I could. I'd take my old crappy laptop, come in here, sit down, and try to figure out what the heck to do with my life. Prior to that, I had a couple big interests: real estate investing and being an actor. And even as a kid, like 16 years old, I would drive my bike up to like the local like Holiday Inns or whatever, where they do the real estate investing seminars, and I would go in and I would check out what they were up to and how I could make money. And there were so many different ways I was trying to make money as a kid. And then moved out to Los Angeles and tried to pursue acting briefly, but then found my way into real estate as an agent and a mortgage broker, and it was fine, but it definitely wasn't lighting me up. And I was massively successful, which was the crazy part. I was doing pretty well, but I just dreaded going into the office. Like, I would sit in my car for an hour and not go into the office because I didn't want to dealing with clients and whatever the day brought. So brings me back to here, Lake Charles. I'm here sitting in this coffee shop day after day after day, and this guy from high school walks in and sits down right next to me. And we weren't close, but I recognized him, he recognized me. And I found out that he claimed that he had been in New Orleans doing a bunch of movies. He was acting. And in high school, I was the guy that everybody was like, oh, he's going to go to LA and he's going to be an actor, he's going to be famous or whatever, because that was all I talked about. And I ended up moving to Los Angeles to do that. And he is just sitting here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and going off to New Orleans every now and then to do a movie. And it just it made me extremely jealous, made me extremely upset. Like, this random guy that had no interest in acting is somehow doing what I've wanted to do my whole life, and he's doing it right here. So it didn't take long after that. There's a lot more to the story, but it didn't take long after that I moved myself to New Orleans and did whatever I could to get into film and television, get into pursuing the things that I wanted to do, and ended up being massively successful at that compared to what I was doing in LA, for sure. Ended up working with several Academy Award winning actors and got to share scenes with them and do all the things that I think I wanted to do at that time. And also through that and through the agency that I was with, met the love of my life, Wanetah, and we were able to meet during the pandemic and build a life together and build businesses together. And that moment of coming in here and seeing that guy like lit a fire under me so strong that I was like, I have to go and do this. If this guy is doing it, I can do it. And I just want this video to be a message to you guys, and I'll talk a little bit more about what we're doing now. But you are not stuck, even though things can feel extremely low and like there's just no way to get out of them. You have options, and sometimes you don't even expect it. Like, I was coming here every day just like not knowing what the heck to do, and then just some random meeting. I could have not come that day and never seen him and not known that, but some random encounter with somebody from high school set me on a whole new path of moving and kind of restarting my life and reinventing myself again. And through Wanetah's inspiration, she convinced me to start talking on YouTube. And I was like, nobody cares about what I have to say on YouTube. Nobody wants to listen to me talk about software or business or real estate or anything. And she just kept encouraging me. And now that business alone, this what we're doing here, and me talking on YouTube and interacting with you guys, and signing up for softwares that I recommend and things like that, that alone is life transformational. That covers our expenses and gives us an incredible lifestyle and allows us to invest in other businesses and pursue other things. We have a house we're flipping now. And that's just 10 years ago that I was here, depressed, like not knowing what in the world I'm going to do with my life and why. How did I get here, being 34 years old, living with my parents of all things, when everyone coming out of high school and even college was like, this guy is a winner, he is going to do great things, if anybody I know is going to be successful, it's him. And I'm 34 years old living at home with my parents in a mobile home of all things, which I grew up in. So I was used to that. But being here again, I'm here in town to help my sister get a new car and just do a couple other things for my parents, and am waiting to go and look at a car. And so I just popped by this Starbucks and I said, why not make a video? 10 years almost to the day coming in here and just seeing how different my life is and how great things are going, but also how much more I'm inspired to do now and how much I want to help you do. So if you are sitting there and you are maybe just laid off, or you're at a low point, or you don't know how you got where you are, just know that there is light at the end of this, that you can find a way to change your life. There are so many things that we can do in this world. And on this channel, I want to start bringing you even more opportunities that I think can help get people out of ruts and redirect their lives to something greater. And so I'm hopeful that I'm inspiring to you. I'm still nowhere close to what I feel like I can achieve in this world, especially with Wanetah. We have a lot of big plans and things we want to do in this new phase of our life, but you can get out of ruts. You can transform yourself. And I know that in those low points, you can feel like there is no way out. And how am I ever going to overcome this? Like I see no light, but it can happen. And there are so many ways to redirect your life. So hopefully this channel will be an inspiration to you. I'm going to bring a lot of business opportunities, but also just ways to get you some income to shift careers, or to start a new business, or to just get you out of the hole that you feel like you might be in. And so if you aren't subscribed to the channel, I'd love for you to be a subscriber. A lot of you comment and let me know what you get out of these videos. But also, I want to just keep bringing you new information about what I'm trying. I try a lot of different businesses a year. Some of them don't work out. Most of them don't work out, but some of them transform my life, especially things like YouTube and creating media and that kind of stuff. That is really like the most transformational thing that we've done, is just being able to convey. I literally just hit a record button on my computer and I can reach sometimes 20,000, 50,000 people on a video, which is great. And hopefully spreads to even more people. So my final word to you, and I'll keep talking more about this in future videos, but my final word is, there is light at the end of this. And if you're stuck somewhere, if you're just recently laid off, I know a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. There are ways to get out of that. So subscribe to the channel. I'll keep bringing you as much value as I can. I don't charge crazy amounts. I usually don't sell anything, but if I do, it's very minimal, because I want to give everyone an opportunity to try new things and see what I'm doing, see what I failed in, see what I succeeded in, see what Wanetah and I are growing together. And I hope you get some value out of that. So with that, I'll wrap up and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.